So a little while ago, I made a video about how I was killing off my personal website and moving to a new site made with Next.js. That site's about to go live, and I just wanted to look back over some of my websites that I'd made over the last 7 years and talk you through all of them and just kind of reflect on what I liked about them and what I didn't like about them. So this is a very self-indulgent video, but I thought it'd be fun, at least for me, to look back at what I'd saved. I haven't managed to dig up every old website, but these are the websites that I could find that I put together after I left university and when I started looking for jobs. So this first one I actually downloaded from Card, which is a website builder I've talked about on this channel before. Absolutely love Card. It's the fastest way to get a website up and running, and it just makes beautiful, simple one-pager websites. You can export sites made with Card as an HTML bundle. That's what I've done here, and I've uploaded it over to Netlify. So clicking around, you can see that this was a very simple one-pager, this beautiful headshot taken by Alex Hansford. And I linked out to, other websites I'd made with Card, a blog website, a magic website. And yeah, it was just this really simple one-pager. This, I think, was when I just started working at And Digital. My title wasn't even designer. I was technically a product analyst. So yeah, super simple. This, I think, is such a good example of how simple it is to get a website up on the internet and to have a presence on the internet, have a home on the internet. It's so easy for anyone to do, and it's just super valuable to do. This is that blog which we linked out to. So again, I think, God, I can't even remember the name of this theme. Kind of looks like a bootstrappy theme. Let's take a look. Pool.css. Yeah, so I think this was, it was called Hide. So this is the Hide Jekyll theme, and it basically gives you a very simple Jekyll site. 2013, wow. So I don't know, I still really like this. I think it's super modern. I quite like this prominent sidebar. You can see I'd written a few blog posts about design and business and philosophy. Let's see this about page. Wow, look at all of this. Links to my alumnus profile. And I was always writing an upcoming book. I eventually got one out. But yeah, really fun to see this. As well as having a home on the internet, any writing which you publish on the web is always a good thing because it builds your profile. So eventually I moved over to coding my own websites. And this came about because I really wanted to understand all the code I was using. I didn't want to rely on templates or themes. So this is what came up. I found this color scheme, learned about CSS variables and implemented this with that. And the idea was that eventually I'd have loads of different kind of color themes here. And this is something I've really stuck with. Even now, I love this idea of just having 2 color themes. There's this really cool website called randomaccessibility.com, randoma11y.com. And if you just press generate, you get a new pair of really vibrant, well-paired colors, which are completely accessible. This is a really useful resource for kind of finding these 2 color design palettes. So this is a Netlify branch deploy, which has been really useful because then I can go back and look at different snapshots across my updates to this website. But if we jump forward in time, this is a lot closer to what it looks like right now. I'm still using that purpley color, and I've got the same colors here, but lovely bit of animation as they change. Lots of links out to other websites down here. I would have a thing which said my portfolio was password protected. And half the time, this just meant I hadn't really finished my portfolio. Eventually, I did finish it, and I used a really cool GitHub project called StaticCrypt, which lets you password protect a static HTML page. You just give it an HTML page and a password and press generate, and it uses this really strong encryption to completely encrypt your page without having to have any backend. So this was great for me because I was just doing HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I didn't have a hosted server anywhere, so this was really cool. This was also cool. I worked out how using CSS filters to make sure that the image I was using, if I gave it a black and white image, I could change it using the color theme. This image is just a black and white image, but I'm changing blend mode at the same time as I'm changing my CSS variables and my theme, which means that I'm using 2 different blend modes here. Eventually, I updated the colors, refined them a bit more to get to this deep blue, which I still have. I have this lovely line animation. I'm really proud of this, and this has made it through to my current website. This was done by an Instagram artist who I commissioned to do this portrait, and then I found a tutorial on SVG line animation to make it animate the right amount whenever the page loads. You'll notice I've got this lovely little visitor thing following me around. Oh, and I changed the color theme to be a toggle switch. You can see that the name that follows you around changes. Oh, this is fun. Look at this. There are definitely no Easter eggs on this website. I forgot about that. There's definitely some Easter eggs on the website, and that is the Konami code. So if you type in the Konami code, we get a lovely Comic Sans font, this word art here, the thing following the cursor that says Konami, and then that kind of works on any page. So if I go up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, it just works on this page. And eventually I had a version of this which said refresh the page to escape it because I was worried about accessibility reasons. On this thing following you around, I thought this was really fun. It was like the cursor Figma chat thing, so you can see where other people are on Figma. I posted a blog post from this website to Hacker News. People absolutely slated me for having this kind of text following your cursor. And then this is what the site currently is. I'm going to pull this website down probably this weekend. So if you visit parvendesign.com, you're either going to see this or the new one. I definitely cut down the text a lot, so the homepage text is much more straightforward. Link to my YouTube videos because that's what I'm really trying to push right now. I changed the fonts, and I think this is a small change, but it's made a big difference. It looks a lot more professional. So before we were using EB Garamond with letter spacing of -2 pixels. So it's a tightened form of EB Garamond, which is a lovely open source Google font version of Garamond. And then my body text was IBM Plex Mono, which is a really nice monospace font. And I've now moved to using Acorn, which is a paid font. I bought a font and is really nice. I think when I'm picking fonts for myself, a big consideration for me is how the A's look, because my name has 3 of them. And I thought this is a really stylized, nice A. And then for the body text, I moved over to Space Mono, which is still an open source free. Well, I'm not sure if it's open source, but it's still a free Google font. I thought it was just a bit classier than IBM Plex Mono. I think IBM Plex Mono feels a bit too like code editor. It's quite a straight mono. And this one has a tiny bit more personality. You can see that in some of these details, like it's got these nice apostrophes, quote marks, and the lowercase I is really nice as well. It's got a lovely little serif. So yeah, move the fonts over. I've got a nice little line saying the kind of day of the week. That changes based on what day of the year it is. So I've got a few Easter eggs in there. Of course, keeping linking to website Carbon, which I'm really proud of because it's a static site and it's very, very low on images and media. It just means that it is really clean and it doesn't produce very much carbon whenever someone visits, which is super important for me. Yeah, I started having this how to pronounce my name thing, Parven, which again, I really like. Lots of people haven't come across my name before and don't get it right the first time. So just having this here means that I can point people to check it out, or they basically know before they meet me in person how to say my name, which is really nice. And yeah, built this little submenu thing. Still works on mobile. It basically expands out all the options on mobile, so you don't have to click through, which just makes things a lot quicker when you're browsing on a mobile phone. And move that up to here. One thing I also really like is my use of sound effects. Hopefully you can hear this makes a lovely little sound. I basically started putting sound effects onto this website and other little apps and projects I've built after meeting Andy Allen at Push Conference in Germany. And he spoke about making apps way more delightful, bringing in ideas from video games. And he wrote this beautifully written article about how to, design sound and layer sounds and create a soundscape for your apps. So really recommend reading this article, The Sound of Software. I try and think about that whenever I'm doing site design stuff now, and there's lots more of that in the new site. Oh, and another big thing with this kind of iteration of the website is that I merged in my blog. So for a while I was maintaining both parvendesign.com and parvenblog.com, but I finally worked out how to smash in my markdown posts into this blog and have all of these blog posts included on my website and have this lovely side layout, which has the original link to where it was published, some sorting by tags, and then, just the actual article here. So again, for the new site, I've worked out how to move all those blog posts over without having to change any of the markdown files. Just before I show you the new site, one thing to flag is that so many of this like writing and resources were linked to other places. And that was because it just became so much easier for me to make a site like this in something like Card or a site builder instead of just coding it in. And that's because so much of this website is just hand-coded, hard-coded from scratch. It got too hard to maintain. So yeah, I'm hoping to merge all of my little properties over the internet into my one main site, which will really help me with SEO, hopefully. And yeah, let's take a look at it. So this is the new website. There's loads of stuff here I'm really proud of. And it is based off of a Tailwind theme, and it's using Tailwind and Next.js and all this stuff that, I don't fully understand, but I've learned the basics of React over the years, and I know enough to edit it, especially with the help of AI code editors. When you refresh, you get a different set of images on this carousel, which is nice. So you can come and find a few different fun ones there. I still got the
Pavan!
pronounce my name widget, but
Pavan.
I've got a few different friends to record how they say my name. That's inspired by David Darnes.
David Darnes!
David Darnes.
David Darnes!
Which I really love. He wrote a really good blog post about how he made the text animate based on the length of the video recording. My skills aren't quite there, but yeah, I really love this site. So on the homepage, I'm still pointing to my top blog posts. I've got my experience and again, a link to YouTube videos. All my blog posts have carried through. I've got different links to different pages for my projects. So now I don't have to build separate websites. I've got this template and then a link to me as a speaker. Again, I've just got a very simple dark and light theme. It's a bit more of a refined dark palette theme. And you can see I'm not just relying on a simple 2-color palette. I've got different shades for different bits. I really like it. I love using Tailwind. I'm not having to maintain a crazy CSS document where stuff is overwriting other rules and I don't know where anything lives. It's nice that Next.js and Vercel just work so seamlessly. So I've moved over from Netlify to Vercel. And yeah, I'm hoping to build a lot more fun little things into this site. So please do check it out. Thanks for watching this. If you stuck with it this far, I know it's very indulgent to just talk about different websites I've made over the last 7 years, but it's been really fun for me to look back on them. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.